Beautiful people, today we are ranking team of the season, Premier League, USL, and EFL. I've put together a certain collective. As per usual, we have broken rank 1 foot champs, debatable, and the pine, and I've gone with less is more. I've taken the players that I see in rotations heavy. So if you have questions around anyone else, from SBCs and nominees, other blues, clues, because EA's been putting out players everywhere, use the comment section. If you'd like me to review your team, or give you some choices between players, I'm happy to do so. I will get back to everyone. Borja! I like this individual a lot. Crispy clean for the Spaniard, the double 5-star. Means business while having technical, rapid, broken status. That R1 trigger is getting outrageous over the course of the weekend. I like him for rank 1. Alexander-Arnold, I'd like to have a discussion, because if you're using Trent Alexander-Arnold, that means you're maximizing his passing. He's a bit of a specialist out wide, but for the counterattacks, a quick switch of the pitch, in behind through balls, angles that are not unlockable for most, he is capable of doing things different out wide. And that has to be my disclaimer. I'm assuming that you have that figured out and he's become a weekend league contender. But I had to preface with the goods. Daniel James, that dribbling, the side to side, the left stick, elite level status, coming with technical packaging as you would expect. FIFA track record over many years, having that sweaty reputation, and he's earned it once again. You're not going to spend a bunch of money. This is not necessarily about value, but I'd love to put an observation or a statement, at least in the video. And generally speaking, and it might be a surprise, but team of the season thus far has been rather affordable. Speaking of, if you need new pickups, office, bright lights, microphone, lights, camera, action, Elgato, everything, the best of the best. That's linked down below. Junior, moving into senior status. Anticipate, jockey, incisive, fullback, goodness. He is competing for the badge. He's prime time. He's ready. Showed up and showed out. The Hungarian with the ultimate wolf cut dynamic image. If that's a look that you're supporting, it's become quite popular. We're coming into the spring and summer seasonal. Make it work. Make it hurt. Not gonna cost you an arm or a leg, but I don't love him. I don't dislike him. I think he's more in the mid-level. For me, he's not taking minutes off some of my other options. Welcome to the list. Lewis Skelly, you could be paying a little bit of a premium. His price came down a bit just off the English hype. I like the versatility. You need a fullback, a center mid, a holding mid. This is optionality. Inclusive, exclusive. I'm giving him a cosign. I like him for the weekend. And that might be the takeaway. He's just an asset. Mariona, don't sleep. Going undrafted, under the radar. 96 for a reason. 5-star skills, abso-freaking-lutely. Technical finesse, tiki-taka, playing the old school Arsenal way. Cunha has been a standout. There's no other way to break it down better. Flair, confidence, tricks, explosive, speed, agility. Just a game-changing surprise that has been oh so pleasant. Rank 1 this way. Lucy Bronze almost always stays sort of in this foot champs range. The play styles are good. She can pass, she can facilitate, there is a vision. I just end up with other fullbacks I tend to prefer, but she's without a doubt good enough for the weekend, and we're going foot champs. Maxime, just could be another one of those sleeper pickups. I'm not saying sleeper build, but there's a body type. Sort of brawly. Laetitia, who I believe is the captain for Manchester United on the ladies' side, 4 play styles. You know how I feel about undersized center backs. I'm a true heightist. However, in her case, you can use her as a fullback. And if that's for you, I'll move her all the way up to a weekend league considerate, well calculated, just trying something new. McAllister the Pitbull. Again, your interchangeability, who you have available, you might have better options. I love his price point. He does get after it. He can pass. He has preciseness and the extracurricular, quick release times. That's all good. Fine and dandy. So I'll put him here for now. McCabe, does have Bruiser, but she's not getting out of the debatable. And for some of you, you might even have her in the Pine, but this is what feels right on the first run through. Isak, the Newcastleian. I might have just made that up. We need our first broken individual, 6'4", new challenger, enters into the scene. You've got the agility, you have breakaway pace, rapid, low drivens, finesse shots. This is a serious item. And with that size, and still being able to move, you can get on the end of the ugly plays. The smooth ins and outs, whispering secrets across the pitch when necessary. Can I get a hashtag organics? Because I don't know where I was going with that. Holland, say what you will, say what you won't. He's not a brand new item we've never seen before, but the disruption is undeniable. The size, I keep going up against him. I don't really enjoy it. There's a certain brokenness or body type or cover starism. He's got uniqueness, and I'm not gonna deny him. Gravenberch with Bruiser. If you need a holding mid, you want a Vieira type, maybe a little more agile, even a little better on the ball. I lean him all the way into broken. I don't know if that's a hot take. Some of you might question some positioning, but I haven't ran into that storyline. I'm not preaching that narrative. Bruno Fernandes, where do we begin? It's not a mistake. It's not a typo. It's not a misprint. You might look at the price point and say, how can he be so affordable? He's caught in between positions. He is not a premier center attacking mid. I have multiple options that are just simply better. The same can be said around a box to box. If anything, he'd be perfectly used or maximized as a deep lying playmaker, a Pirlo-esque type of role in your squad, but it's not even possible for him, and I think he might be more debatable. I didn't expect it off rip. I'm thinking up and up, but it hasn't really came together. Milinkovic, this could have had so much potential. He deserves to be here. 6'5", 6'6", but the playstyle packaging does not work, and it impacts your actual influence regardless of size or presence. If you don't have the right mashup, especially with the upgrades and on the offensive end, they will torch you. They will turn, burn, and make you look like you don't belong. Gabby, Bruiser, anticipate. Yes, sir. What a season he's had, or that he put on for Arsenal. Give him his roses, throw him into broken. That's where he should be in my mind. But Toma, I think he'll surprise you. I've used him throughout the weekend. He did not look as if he doesn't fit in. He was not out of place. However, in most of your teams, at best, he's going to be some sort of super sub. Pascal, and hear me out. You not only have a center back, but you also have a fullback if need be. Anticipate, aerial, intercept. It's not a bad combination. Depending how you're building out the squad, some of you might want that ultra physical back four or back five. Not co-signing a 5 at the back. I'm also not necessarily loving the gameplay at the moment. It feels as if in every single matchup, it's a bunch of AI assistants. Whenever the takeaway happens, straight counter attack, and then keep that on repeat. Tanaka with the foursome. This came out of nowhere. Not necessarily the upgrade, but the excellence. He went from Supreme Silver to one of the highest rated midfielders you can buy into. Even his secondary play styles, those work as well. Responsiveness is there. Green stats, every single place that you could ask for. Not the most amazing goal scorer. And at 5'9", 5'10", not the biggest body type. I know that the price tag is supporting the cosign and the overpowered nature, but I still see him at rank 1. Miss Shaw, what a finisher. Able to move you out of the way if needed. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Shaw, because she is cooking. And I'm giving her rank 1. And I'd say it's going to be a decent value, especially as time moves forward. New team of the seasons are released. She doesn't carry the same hype, even though her rating is through the roof, and it is well deserved. Saka, Saka, Saka. What do we do here? Where do we begin? I'm not an Arsenal supporter. I love the man on the actual pitch, the work ethic, being ready for the club and the national team. Just seems like a great individual, an ambassador for the sport. In FC, I always have more questions than answers. He ends up being good, but never great, doesn't hit that next level. And this 93 variation is going to be more of the same. And I mean that with love. Can't see him above foot champs. For some of you, maybe most of you, could be debatable. Saliba, I don't have many defenders that can be on this level. Absolute banger of an individual. Built like a brick house, brick wall. If you want, go all Arsenal back line. Gabby and Saliba. Wide shoulders, 6'4". Frenchman moving and shoving, putting his foot down. Lets you know that there's a certain presence. Undeniable talent. Virgil van Dijk. There's not a breakdown that needs to happen. It's not even the rating. It's just how he's always been. Once he came into the scene proper, he has not left. Made for greatness. One of the greatest to do it. Christopher Wood. Sounds like something out of Winnie the Pooh. And I don't know if you saw this on my story on Instagram. I was just scrolling. There is a Winnie the Pooh non-animated horror movie that is available to watch. And when I saw that, I questioned humanity. I was shocked. And similar to that movie, Christopher Wood is heading to the Pine. James Trafford, who I have an inkling you might even prefer to sells. Both goalkeepers that were good selections. I'm seeing them in foot champs. If you want to go above, so be it. If you want to go below, more of the same. Goalkeepers and preference, and you can't measure stats. Of course, you take height into consideration, but it's about comfort, how they produce for you. If we took a poll right here, right now, I can almost guarantee with a certain level of certainty, we'll be all over the place with the goalkeepers that we prefer. Robinson, the adopted American. Again, do I have fullbacks that are better? And I got them in bunches, for sure. If I can get biased, I will. Is the pace real deal Holyfield? Indeed. It's fun to use. Maybe I'm talking my way into him being more foot champs than debatable, but this is where he's heading. Rousseau, could not recommend more. Just used her throughout a weekend league. Absolute technician. Finishing from everywhere. Clinic. Swervature and curvature. Goals galore. I have a lot of compliments if it wasn't clear. I want that on the record and off the record. Mo Salah, only one place for the Egyptian. The fact that he has first touch and then you can combine with the finesse shot or the trivela, it gives you a little bit of a quicker release point and his range limitless. He never gets tired. You know what's happening. You just can't stop it. And I might have to add in an additional category just for a few of the elites within this release. Cole Palmer, ice cold, this time coming with the Palmer Bowl cut. The earlier items were actually more influential. They got a little busier. I'm not saying they're better than this 95, just amongst the competition at those time periods. We know how he takes space, what he's offering. It hasn't shifted dramatically, but still, no doubt, good enough for the weekend. New skin, defensive midfielder with some skill moves for the German, offering you some sort of Conte-esque level of annoyance. Didn't expect it, but if you have not given her some playing time, a few minutes here and there, I think you will support at least weekend league material. Declan Rice has had me a little conflicted. I have preferred Gravenberch. Some of you will prefer using Declan Rice. If you want to flip-flop them, so be it. He's still not going to be the greatest goal scorer. Not going to be your best dribbler. The stats and the output are right. I just see him a little more rank 1, and it hurts my heart as an Everton supporter. I'm happy about Tarkowski. I don't think amongst this group that we could justify him being anywhere outside of the Pine. Let's get into a review. I've got at least a couple players that need some status increase. We've just added money signs. If you have unlimited budget and you want the best possible players, these three stand out: Saliba, Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah. And generally speaking, you're gonna have to spend to get there. I'm gonna let Declan get in there, talk to us nice with Gravenberch. That Cunha has been a monster. Some of y'all will have Tanaka, I understand. This Borgia item is also just a specimen. We could have some movement amongst the foot champs, debatable, but we're feeling nice with the middies. We'll take Tanaka up. That gives us 5 players in broken. Happy to rate your squads in the comments. If you have any player preference selections, I'm in there like swimwear. Let your opinion be heard. Just keep it somewhat constructive. And as always, we have a lot more content coming out ASAP.